Hey guys, it's me, Travis with PlayerProps.ai. This is what we're looking at for Friday's NBA games. Yesterday's show was reliant on the brand new feature that you guys have been waiting months for, maybe like 2 months, maybe a month. I don't know. It's just been a few weeks at least. That feature took us a little bit. There were some setbacks on the development side. And then my devs told me it was essentially good to go around like 11:30 p.m. last night. So I was like, hey, it's ready. I told you guys I would do a video for it when it's ready. So I dropped a show for you guys at midnight, going over how to use the new feature, which we're going to go into here. So once I show you, if you have not watched that video yet, and you're like, wait, how the heck do I use that feature? Rest assured, there's already a video on this YouTube channel. So check that one out. We're not going to go in crazy detail. If it's not a scenario where we need to use it, but we may come across it here in this show. Make sure that you aren't willingly lighting your money on fire by doing everything in your power that is free to you to reduce the amount of avoidable losses. PlayerProps.ai, the guidelines and the checklist, they're guaranteed. If you follow all of them all the time, you will remove all of your avoidable losses. Now, keyword there is avoidable losses. Losses are going to happen in sports betting no matter what. But your goal is to make sure that the losses in betting that you suffer are always from variance, from happenstance, from just bad luck. You can't say that all of your losses in general are bad luck because there's a lot of things that you guys have been betting that are just very, very bad bets, which is why I decided to create this app, this YouTube channel, and this Discord community to help teach you what is a bad bet and what is not a bad bet. So as long as you're following the guidelines that are in Discord, as long as you're following the 6-step checklist for every player prop that is in Discord, you are going to stop betting on things that you should not be betting on. And that's the overall goal, because when you remove all the avoidable losses, you win more. So make sure you guys are doing that. We have NBA points per normal. We're going to do our filter to remove the baby lines. I don't know if there's anything else. I just reminded myself that on Monday I have jury duty. I have successfully avoided jury duty for the entire time of my life. This time I can't get out of it. So Monday is I was joking in Discord that we're gonna be doing a show from the courthouse. It'd be pretty fun if we did, but we're not actually gonna do that. So let's see if we can find anything here for today. And there's no way in the world that we're touching Jarrett Allen for two reasons. One, he's on the NBA ban list. And if your next question is, Travis, where do I find the NBA ban list? You remember that thing I told you in every single video for the past 750 days of getting in the Discord? Guess what? The NBA ban list is also in there, along with the guidelines and the checklist. If you are trying to use this app and you are not willing to get into the Discord, and I stress the word willing there because maybe you're new and you don't know that there's a Discord or that there's a community chat room that you can find by clicking this Discord logo, which automatically invites and adds you to our server. But I think I found somebody yesterday who was talking to me outside of Discord, and they're like, I'm not going to join Discord. And I was like, then stop using my app. You cannot drive a car if you do not take the keys. If you are refusing to take the keys, stop trying. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. You look silly. You imagine buying a car, sitting in it, and then the guy that sold you the car is giving you the keys, and you're like, no. And you're just staring at the steering wheel, just like, I'm going to make this car drive with the power of my mind. You look ridiculous. Get in Discord. All right. So next person here, Najee Marshall playing on a back-to-back. That's what this red B2B is, letting us know that he also played yesterday. The defensive ratings are good, but the back-to-back and the fact that the sportsbooks favor the under, that's a pass. Sportsbooks favor the under, pass. Not enough difference for points there, pass. So it doesn't look like we have a points overplay. How many games do we have today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 games today. Let's peep the unders. OKC and Denver. 2 playoff teams. Jamal Murray. OKC's pretty much been known for the last 2 years of being the best defense. And we can kind of see that over the course of this season, Defending players playing the point guard spot has been really good, but it's been slacking kind of lately, and that's probably because of Shai being hurt. Let me see. But he's projected to play. He's only played one game in the last 10. But he's a big component of this Oklahoma City defense. Let me see real quick. Did he? I don't feel like bouncing around and clicking on Shai, but I'm gonna see. Did Shai play? Is that one game in the last 10? The last game they played, was Shai in there? No. So this is Shai's first game back. So again, last 2 weeks, they've been allowing a little bit more points to the point guard. This is pretty much because of, I would say, heavily in part because of Shai. And then here is heavily because he's been out for a bit. So if he plays a decent amount, Jamal Murray only played 8 minutes, 225. Is he coming back from injury as well? We have 2 injured point guards just guarding each other all game. Okay, every time there's an injury thing, I want to get I just go to the Discord to see, or not Discord, but I just Google the injury real quick so I don't have to click around on the screen. Second quarter began. He was not available for his next shift, immediately raising concern that his hamstring had flared up. Moments later, the Nuggets announced on Twitter that injury was not the issue. Instead, he was dealing with an illness and was listed as questionable to return. I was going to say, if it's a hamstring, we definitely want to target that under, but illness, regardless. He's kind of been hovering around this here. These last 5 games kind of went off here, but hovering around here. Sportsbook favor the under, trifecta play. This is the new feature we were talking about here, where you can see how Jamal Murray has performed in games in the last 5, 10, 20 this season head-to-head with certain players on his team playing or not playing. This is the biggest feature that we have added to the app since we dropped version 3.0. I am beyond excited about this because their NBA is, as I mentioned in the video where I explained how everything works, NBA is so weird where you're going to get somebody like 5 minutes before tip-off, like, oh, this player's not playing. And you're like, holy crap, I need to quickly look at props with this player not playing. But while all the data and all the AI projections are kind of rerunning things without that player, you can just quickly come here and be like, oh, well, Cameron Johnson just got ruled out. In the last 10 games, how many games has Jamal Murray played where Cameron Johnson did not play? He's played 3 games, and this is what's happened here. But Cameron Johnson is projected to play here. Here's the last game, so we can go to head-to-head. So here's the head-to-head. Here we have playoffs, 5-5, 5-7, 5-9, 5-11. Was this a 7-gamer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I forgot that was a 7-game series last season. So in the playoffs, they played 7 games, and Jamal Murray got this line in only 3 out of those 7. So 4 games he missed, 3 games he hit. They've only played once this season, and it was 21 days ago. He played 35 minutes, only got 4 field goals out of 16 attempts, 12 points total. His projection was 25.21. What I'm curious, though, I didn't want to hop around and look at a bunch of different things. What I'm curious, what Shai's projected minutes are. Projected 31.6. His last 10 games he's played, he's averaged 33. So it's still, I mean, it's only like a minute or two off, but he's still going to have 31 game minutes of guarding Jamal Murray. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Again, not concerned about the L2 dub because Oklahoma City has not been at full strength in the last 2 weeks. So I kind of want to reference this here, and this is a really good defense, which is why the AI is liking the under a little bit. Is there anything here? Also, let's say, so 8.5, like, are these, who else is missing from this team? This team, or no, I need to look at Denver. Oh, he's questionable to play. That's what I didn't peep beforehand. But he's questionable. They said he had a I just read that. So they said originally they thought that he had a hamstring injury, but they just said he was ill. So if he's recovered from his illness and the game he missed 2 days ago, it's just interesting that they are 8.5 underdogs. But if he does play, and let's just say OKC, which now with Shai back is essentially at full strength, what if they do have a scenario at home where they blow them out and then Denver goes to the bench? So that would even be extra sauce on this underplay. But yeah, I mean, we're not really at risk here because when you're going under on a player that's got a Q tag, if they don't play, your bet is void. If they do play, all of this stuff says that even if they do play, they're probably going to go under. So not every single show has got to be 30 minutes. Sometimes you just find things right off the bat. But if you have questions about this new feature, the with and without, where you can see how a player has performed when a teammate has or has not been in the game with them or played in the same game with them, that is definitely something to play around with. Make sure that you watch the video I dropped at midnight, which is also on this YouTube channel. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say. I think we already checked, there wasn't an overplay. Chet's on the ban list. Jalen's got a green. Shai's got a little green here. And then we get to no really difference from that. So yeah, in terms of like points, this is the only thing that makes sense on over and under side. So what we want to do is to make sure you get the best odds. So if you're going under, Hard Rock says they're going to pay you the most, which is why it's highlighted green. If you're going over, FanDuel will pay you the most. But that's not what we're doing because we're not psychopaths. And we don't do the opposite of what the tools on the app tell us to do. Follow the guidelines, follow the checklist, lose less often by removing your avoidable bets. Yeah, just make sure you're asking questions. The only way that you can get better, whether you're free or premium, is by asking questions. If you don't ask questions, then you're not trying hard enough. Unless you've already asked enough questions and you've mastered everything about this. But if you've never asked a question, chances are you're not using the app correctly, you're not following the guidelines correctly, or maybe you're just not looking at the checklist. You can do that for free. There are people in our Discord who are asking questions that have not upgraded. They're using the free access to Discord we give them. They're using the free access to the app we give you. And they're like, hey, am I looking at this right? Is this a play? Is this a play? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? And then once you're like, yep, I think I understand all the guidelines in the checklist, then you upgrade and you have, granted, you continue to follow the guidelines and follow the checklist, you'll start to see your bankroll stop bleeding out all the money you put into it and start having the opportunity to go up instead of always down. So if you're interested in your bankroll going up and not always down, I built an app for that. It's called PlayerProps.ai. Make sure it's on your phone, make sure you're in the Discord, and we'll see you guys there. Good luck.